back up and look at 1 Samuel 15, and then somebody get Jeremiah chapter 7. And I want to establish it was never Yahuwah's intent to do this. It wasn't his intent, and I'm going to show you why in a minute. 1 Samuel 15, look at verse 22. And then I'm going to read Jeremiah because Jeremiah is going to put a point on what I'm about to say. 1 Samuel 15, look at verse 22 through 24. Go ahead and read.
But Samuel replied, "Does the Lord delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as much as in obeying the Lord?"
Okay, let me tell you what they were doing. So here, look at the heart. Look at the heart of man. So these jokers had gotten to the point where they were beginning to raise animals for the purposes of sin. That's what they were doing. So these jokers would raise 30 bulls because that allows me to commit adultery 30 times. That's what they were doing. And y'all said, I don't care about no doggone bulls because your heart ain't changing. The bull is not what I'm looking for. I want your heart to change. That's why he says, you know what, I got to do something about this. I'm going to take the law and I'm going to have to put it inside you now because you can't walk in it. Keep reading. Keep reading.
To obey is better than sacrifice, and to heed is better than the fat of rams. For rebellion is like the sin of divination, and arrogance like the evil of idolatry.
Yep.
Because you have rejected the word of the Lord, he has rejected you as king. Then Samuel...
Don't preach on this one. Preach on the next scripture.
Go ahead.
Preach on Jeremiah.
Verse 24. Then Saul said to Samuel, I have sinned. I violated the Lord's command as your instructions, and I was afraid of the men, and so I gave in to them. Now I beg you, forgive my sin and come back with me so that I may worship the Lord.
All right, so he's talking about returning back to the voice. Now, here's what I really want you to see. This is the second witness on that. Look at Jeremiah chapter 7, and I'm going to read this. Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 21. Because Jeremiah is getting ready to tell you something about these sacrifices that we need to hear why Yahuwah had no desire for it. He wanted them to listen to the voice. Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 21. I'm going to read. Are you there? He said, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, of God of Israel, put your burnt offerings unto your sacrifices and eat flesh. For I spake not unto your fathers, nor commanded them in the day that I brought them out of the land of Egypt concerning burnt offerings and sacrifices. He's telling you, I ain't command them about no sacrifices. I have no desire for them to do no sacrifices. No desire whatsoever. Right? So this is the law that was added. This is the law that was added. Huh?
You're a bad boy. No, that's why.
This is the law that was added that Yahuwah did away with when he died. Keep reading. He says, But this thing commanded I them, saying, Obey my what?
Voice.
My voice. All Yahweh wanted these jokers to do when he got them out of Egypt, he wanted them to listen to the voice, follow me, and I'm going to dwell with you. I'm going to dwell with you. But these jokers ended up going into sin. And y'all said, I can't deal with this because I'm holy. I'm too holy for this. So I got to come up with something temporarily that's going to cover up the stench. And you're going to read when the priest would say he would burn the flesh, but then y'all say put a little incense on there to cover up the smell. And that will become a sweet smelling aroma. Put a little incense in there. He says, but this thing commanded I them, saying, obey my voice. I told you this voice is about this. The whole Bible is about this. This whole thing is about the theme of the voice, returning back to the voice. And I will be your God, and ye shall be my people, and walk ye in all the ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well with you. Then he says, but they hearkened not, nor inclined their ear, but walked in the counsels and the imagination of their evil heart, and went backwards. Where did they go backwards to? They went back to the teachings of Egypt. They went back. Yahuwah just delivered them, and they went back to the teachings of Egypt. He says, now keep reading. He says, since the day that your fathers came out of the land of Egypt unto this day, have I even sent unto you all my servants, the prophets, daily, raising them up early and sending them. Yet they hearken not. This is the same thing Christ told them. Hearken unto my voice. They hearken not unto me, nor incline their ear, but harden their neck. They did worse than their fathers. They went back to Egypt and they began to act a fool worse than their fathers. Now, let's go back and let's look at what this looked like in reality. Look at this in reality. Go to Exodus chapter 32. Boy, this is going to trip you out when you see this. Because you see,
I was going to say, that ties back to what your point about your kids performing work. Generations.
I'm trying to tie it all together. I go start high, then I go low. Tie down, go high, start low. But I'm trying to make a point here because when we start looking, and I haven't even gotten into the Day of Atonement. When you look at this thing, man, Yahuwah, you getting ready to see the personality of Yah like you ain't never seen before. Yah's personality. Man, it almost breaks my heart when I think about how much mercy he had on these people, on our people, and how it made him feel. In fact, go Exodus chapter 32. My words can't do this justice. So, Exodus 32, we're going to start at verse 31. You guys getting something from this? 32 and 31. So, now, this whole chapter 32 is about the golden calf. That's what this is about. It's about the golden calf, right? And how Yahuwah anger waxed hot against a people that violated the very first law. The very first law. There should be no other Yahuwah or Elohims before me. Right? Now look at verse 32 and verse 32. No, verse 31 and 32. And I'm going to read all the way down to 33. Chapter 33. And Moses returned unto Yahuwah and said, Oh, this people have sinned a great sin and have made them gods of gold. Yet now, if thou wilt forgive their sin and have not blot me, I pray thee, out of thy book, which thou hast written. So Moses is telling Yah, he's like, man, I know you. You are a terrible Yah, and you are a jealous God. You are jealous. This is the heart of the leader right here. Take me. Blot me out, but leave them. And look at what Yeshua told him. He says, and the Lord said unto Moses, whosoever hath sinned against me, him will I blot out of my book. Shut up. Because whoever sinned, them are the ones that I'm about to blot out of my book. So there you go. Once saved, always saved. Ain't no such thing as no once saved. It's he who endures. By keeping yourself clean and walking in the ways of Yahuwah, the same shall be saved. Because if it was once saved, always saved, then these jokers would be in the book, wouldn't it? Because y'all's grace is sufficient for me. No, it ain't sufficient for you when you ain't walking in his ways.
Yeah.
He'll blot you right out of that book.
Shall you can't trample his grace under
That's right. We're going to look at that in a minute. That statement right there.
Shall you continue in sin that grace may abound? God forbid.
And check this out now. I want you to see the personality of Yah at work here. His personality. He says, therefore now go, lead the people unto the place of which I have spoken unto thee. Behold, my angels shall go before thee. Nevertheless, in the day when I will visit their sin upon them. And the Lord plagued the people because they made the calf which Aaron made. I told you about the priest. This is why the priest had to get the big bull. Because when the priest sinned, the whole camp sinned. Everybody sinned. That's why Paul says, he says, not many of you should become teachers. Because there is a higher penalty when you wrong and walking in error. Because you're going to lead people astray. You're going to lead people astray. That's why you don't come, you don't touch, you don't put your hand to this plow. I'm sorry, man. You don't put your hand to this plow.
Android.
He says, and the Lord said, now listen to this. Don't worry about the video. And the Lord said unto Moses, depart and go up hence, thou and the people which thou hast brought up out of the land of Egypt, unto the land which I swore unto Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, saying, unto thy seed will I give it. And I will send an angel. Now listen to Yah right here. Now Yah from the very beginning has been saying, I'm going with you. I'm going with you. It's me. I'm going to lead you. I'm the one that's going because you're my people. Now look at what he's saying. And he said, and I will send an angel before thee, and I will drive out the Canaanites, the Amorites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. unto a land flowing with milk and honey, but I will not go up in the midst of thee.
We gotta get this. We gotta get this.
All right, I'll stand by for
Because we want to see this again and again and again. All right? We gotta get
I'll stand by because this part right here is important. This is the key right here to the Day of Atonement. When you understand the personality of Yah and how Yah wants to he wants to dwell with his people. He wants to he wants to dwell with his people. Just taking a quick interlude and then we're going to get right back on there. Yahweh is something, man.
I mean, you can keep going. I got 5%, so I should be good for a little bit. So.
Okay. Well, but I really want you guys to see this picture because you're getting ready, as I said before, to see the personality of Yahuwah comes through like you ain't never seen before. Because when I saw this today, I was like, my heart began to break because you can see the anguish from Yahuwah, because all he ever wanted to do was dwell with his people. But because of the uncleanness and because the stiff-neckedness of his people, he's like, I can't live in this filth. I can't live in this filth. So he had to come up with something temporarily to figure out how he was going to stay with his people. If not, he was going to break loose and kill everybody because of his holiness. He had to break loose on them. Look at this. He says in chapter 33, look at verse 1. He says, and the Lord said unto Moses, depart and go up hence thou and the people, which thou hast brought up out of the land of Egypt, unto the land which I swear unto Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, saying, unto thy seed will I give it. So here it is. He's a covenant-keeping God, right? He gonna keep his word even when they don't keep their word. God says, if I swore to Abraham that I was gonna bless his seed and I was gonna give him this land, but I ain't going with you. I'm not going with you. Look at, he says, and I will send an angel before thee, and I will drive out the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Aratites. Now, you know, before, Yah was telling them to go. And he wanted to go with them, and he wanted, because he is the Lord of hosts, which means he's a strong man in battle. Yah wanted to go, and he wanted to lead the troops, and he wanted to go to the Hittites, the Hivites, and drive them out the land with the people. But they wouldn't go. They were afraid. This is with the whole grasshoppers, all that, right? And they didn't want to go. But Yah says, I'm going to send an angel to do what I myself wanted to do. And he says, unto the land flowing with milk and honey, for I will not go up in the midst of thee. For thou art a stiff-necked people, lest I condone thee in the way. So Yah is literally, he is literally in the midst of his people. And because of their sin, and because they were stiff-necked, which means that they wouldn't turn. You remember what we talked to you about in terms of teshuvah. Teshuvah means to turn back to the voice. They wouldn't return to the voice of Yah. And Yah's like, man, I'm trying to explain to you guys. I'm trying to tell you, if you would just listen to me, I'm going to take care of everything. I'm going up, and me and you, we getting ready to do some business, and I'm going to cause you to inherit everything that I told you. But because they were a stiff-necked people, we ain't doing it. I don't care what you say, we ain't doing it. We ain't doing it. And Yah says, man, if I don't come up with some alternative to fix this, then I'm going to kill everybody. And you'll see him later tell Moses, like, look, Moses, I'm going to kill everybody, and I'm going to start over with you. And you see Moses pleading him, like, look, y'all, please don't do that. Please don't do that. Pleading with him, please don't do that. Let's keep reading. And he says, and when the people heard, they call it evil tidings. Verse 4, he says, and when the people heard these evil tidings, they mourned, and no man did put on his ornaments. Right? So you remember me talking about those ornaments, right? And how Israel, even to this day, like to walk around all rocked up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All rocked up, gold chains and stuff like that. They want to, that's gold teeth. No other person on the earth walk around with gold and diamond teeth. I mean, gold and diamond teeth in both sides of the grill. Nobody does nose ring, gold, all that. Israel does that stuff. This is a picture of what they were doing. Yahuwah is trying to dwell with them, and they all rocked up saying, show you right. I'm being funny, but that's really what I'm just trying to show you. That's the picture. They all, they show, I mean, that's what they got their gold, they got their attitude, they got their swag going, and they not willing to listen to Yahuwah. And he's telling them, just listen, take that stuff off and just be plain before me. Can it just be me and you? We don't need all that between us. Don't be coming to me just because of what I could do for you. I want you to love me because I have first loved you. Look at what I did. I brought you out of Egypt. You guys remember that, right? I brought you out of Egypt. You were in Egypt in bondage for 70 years. That's really how long it was. They were in there, not 400, because Joseph was there. Joseph didn't die until later. So after Joseph died, the scripture says that they went into this rigorous bondage. Yeah. Right? So they were in bondage for 70 years. He said, I rescued you guys out of that with a mighty hand and an outstretched arm. You guys remember, I parted the Red Sea. I fed you manna. I gave you everything that you need. But you can't listen to, you won't turn to my voice. You are stiff-necked. And I'm going to tell you, children, we only got 1, 2 of you in here. But listen to me. Listen to me. When your parents tell you something, don't be stiff-necked because they know better. Just like Yahuwah knew better. He knew better. You know why? Because he knows the end from the beginning. We ain't better and we don't know it all because we smarter than you. We are more wiser than you because we've traveled a distance that you're still trying to get to. I got 45 years in the way. My daughter only have 21. So that's 24 years longer in the game, 24 years longer in experience, knowledge, and understanding. And I've gone down the paths that she's trying to travel. And I can share with her, don't go that way. Because that way right there is going to lead to heartache. That's what Yahweh was trying to tell them. I'm already where you trying to go. I've already killed and I've already got rid of the Hittites. They just don't know it yet. I've already did it. It's an already done deal. Because my word will not return unto me void. It will accomplish that which I intended. If you would just take me out of my word. I've said this on several occasions. The worst thing as believers that we can do, even before sin, is to not believe Yah when he told you something. Is to not believe him. To make it seem like he can't do what he said he's going to do when he's the King of Kings and the Yah and Elohim of Elohims. Yah said, I can do anything if you would only just believe me. That's the great sin. He says, Christ told him, he says, when I return, will I find faith? That's why he was saying, will I find faith? Because he wasn't sure. For the just shall live by faith. But when I return, I'm not sure I'm going to find faith. That's the problem. Let's keep reading. Y'all getting this? And the Lord, and when the people heard these evil tidings, they mourned, and no man did put on his ornaments. For the Lord had said unto Moses, say unto the children of Israel, ye are a stiff-necked people. I will come up in the midst of thee in a moment and consume thee. Therefore now put off thy ornaments from thee, that I may know what to do with you. You see, y'all, you see his personality and his attitude coming out? He's like, take your ornaments off so I can figure out what I want to do with y'all. Y'all keep thinking that y'all has this thing already figured out. He ain't have it figured out right here because he trying to get these people to go with it, but they wouldn't go. Now, I'm not telling you he didn't know what they were going to say, but he was trying to figure out how to get these people.
He's trying to turn their hearts.
Trying to turn their hearts and try to get them moving in the right direction. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Because he ain't going to ever do this. There's one thing y'all says he will never do. He ain't going to violate your desire. He ain't going to violate your conscience, and he ain't going to make you do it. That's where his concern is. That's where you can see it right here. I can't make you do it. I can't make you do it.
You gotta have a heart to do it.
You gotta have a heart to do it. Which is why he was confused right here. I done did all I done done, and you gonna treat me the what I've done for you like you treating me? I'm gonna kill all y'all. You see him make a threat right there, right? He made a threat. He's like, man, I'm gonna come up in y'all and I'm gonna kill all y'all. So take off your ornaments so I can figure out what I want to do. Now let's keep reading what he says. He says, that I may know what to do with you. And the children of Israel stripped themselves of their ornaments by Mount Horeb. And Moses took the tabernacle. Now look at what he says. Now check this out. I guarantee you ain't never seen this before, because I didn't until I read it today. And Moses took the tabernacle and pitched it without the camp, afar off from the camp. And so he took the camp, so the tabernacle was in the middle of the camp. Moses took it from within the camp because of the uncleanness of his people and set it outside the camp. But look at the mercy of Yah. And he says, and he called the tabernacle congregation, and it came to pass that everyone which sought the Lord went out unto the tabernacle congregation, which was without the camp. So here it is. He ain't no priest in there, is it? You don't see no priest in there. You don't see Aaron. Y'all said, anybody that want to come get their get right on, meet me outside the camp. So he took the tabernacle, which is where the most holy place was.
Come out from amongst them.
That's right.
Come on.
That's right. Well, that's a good way of saying it.
Come out from amongst them.
That's a better way of saying it. Come out from amongst these heathens, because I can't dwell in their filth and uncleanness. And anybody that want to seek me, I'll make sure that I'm found. I'll make sure that I meet you there. And this is what the sovereign Yahuwah says right here. Boy, you can't see. If you can't see the mercy of Yah in this right here, I don't know what you can. This is after the golden calf. After the golden calf, where he's literally had to consume everybody, open up the ground, swallow them whole, and he's still saying that, you know, I'm a Yahuwah that still can be found among his people. Boy, I'm telling you right there, man, that right there is what Jonathan would say is a Selah moment, because it makes me pause and reflect on the goodness of our Yah. He's so good, and his mercy endures forever. Whew. We got some more. 9:30, man. Can y'all handle just a few more?
Okay.
Go to Hebrews chapter 10. Let's look at our Yeshua.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can you
I don't know if my phone can handle it if you want.
How much more you got?
I'm on one.
Here, pick mine up. Pick mine up right now.
Yeah, they didn't fit any of these on them.